Manila Fashion Week.
Okay, so John, let's start by taking a look back. Over the last 3 years, at first, BYS Fashion Week has become one of the most anticipated cultural events in the Philippines. How do you reflect on the 3 years that we were able to do together?
Okay, so how do I start? If you guys didn't know, BYS Fashion Week it started out as an anniversary party for BYS Philippines. It was supposed to be a celebration of the 10 years of BYS. So it was supposed to be a one-time thing where, we do it, celebrate, and then that's it. But because of the success, here's a short glimpse of 2022. Because of the success of that year, we decided to do it again in 2023 and again in 2024. What we've always kept in mind when we were doing BYS Fashion Week, and of course with the support of our boss, Ms. Angie Villena, was always to push for excellence. We always wanted for the shows to be as spectacular and as amazing as possible. And I always say this because the Filipino designer deserves better. The Filipino designers that we have in this country, they deserve a platform where they can share their story, where they can share their vision. And that has always been, I guess, my calling or my mantra in life. It's to really honor and celebrate the Filipino designers, because as a stylist, I won't be where I am without these designers, right? So yeah, I guess, BYS Fashion Week reached what it reached because I guess the people really felt the passion and the heart of the people behind it. And now, after 3 years of BYS Fashion Week, I guess it's high time we transition and convert it to a fashion week that we can all be proud of globally. And in the same breath as New York, Paris, Milan, Kuala Lumpur, Seoul, Bangkok, we now have Manila Fashion Week. And we're very, very proud.
Thank you, John. So, this year, why do you feel that it is the right time for this change? Why not the 3rd year? Why not another 4th year of BYS? Why is it now the right time to transition?
Well, on a less serious note, I always believe in threes. So always like 3. Quick trivia, Manila X, we had 3. We did 3 Manila X's. So it wasn't really planned, to be honest. It wasn't like after the 3rd one, we didn't really plan on, okay, next year we're gonna make it Manila Fashion Week. It was more of, I guess it was more of like, okay, what are we gonna do this year? How are we gonna take it to the next level? And what does the country really need right now? And I felt like the whole industry has to rally behind something. And yeah, I feel like Manila Fashion Week or MNL Fashion Week is what the whole fashion industry needs. And like I always say, for Filipino fashion to really go there and go global, we all have to work together because we are really stronger together. And that's what Manila Fashion Week wants to impart and achieve. It's to get everybody together.
Yeah. So on its first year, what can our members of the media, our best friends, the designers, and of course the audiences, what can they expect differently as compared to what we were able to do for BYS Fashion Week for the last 3 years?
Okay, this is quite long, so bear with me. So fashion weeks all over the world, it has always centered on commerce. If you go back to the core of what a fashion week is supposed to be, it's really for designers to sell their clothes, to show to their clients and whatnot. So commerce has always been at the center of fashion weeks all over the world, and that's what we're trying to do this year. So I guess to answer your question, what's unique about Manila Fashion Week this year is we're gonna have a pop-up or a VC. So it's the Manila Fashion Week pop-up, which will happen the day after the shows. So all the designers will show, say the designers will show on the 16th. On the next day, their clothes will be available for sale throughout Manila Fashion Week pop-up in Sephora. So everybody can get the chance to go to that store, feel the pieces up close, touch it, and eventually buy some pieces. So that's an innovation we want to sort of introduce, because Fashion Week is not just really supposed to be for show. It's really supposed to help the designers get their pieces out there. And at the same time, the audience, they need to not just see the clothes, but they need to wear it and bring it home. And for me, that's the essence of it all.
You mentioned the pop-up. So for this year, it's very interesting to know that we have SM Aura as the location for all of the shows, and the pop-up will be there as well. So for the members of the press, of course, we hope that we will be seeing you at all of the shows. So for the members of the press, we're told you will receive this via email. What will be the flow of Fashion Week at SM Aura? So will it all just be at one venue at SM Aura, or how will the pop-up be integrated into the flow?
Okay, so for the past 3 years of BYS Fashion Week, I'm sure you guys know we did it in multiple venues all over the city because we wanted to introduce that concept to the Philippines and for the people to experience moving from one venue to another. Again, in the spirit of we wanted the designers to really give input on where they want the show to be. You know, whatever would convey their message better. And for this year, we partnered with SM Aura just to change things up a bit because we've done that whole traveling from one place to the next route. And at the same time, because of the weather conditions we have here, it's not that easy to keep moving from one venue to the next. So we decided to partner with SM Aura, but rest assured, each show will still have its own design and flavor. So we're going to change the set every show. We're going to have 2 venues per day. So it's Samsung Hall, and we're building a tent. It's a Manila Fashion Week tent in the Sky Park of the SM Aura. So again, this is the first. The tent that we're building is custom. It's really made for Fashion Week. So there's 2 shows per day, and then the next day, when the other 2 designers show, the set will be different. So we're going to change it 4 times. So there's going to be 8 shows, all completely different, but all housed within SM Aura. And in between the shows, there are a lot of things people can do. There will be lounges, we'll be serving food, there's photo vignettes, people can take photos, they can go around. And at the same time, in between the shows, they can all go to the pop-ups. So it will be a full experience for the guests. So that, while waiting for the next show, there's a lot of things you can do. And of course, without it all of, it's in SM Aura. So everybody can choose where they want to eat. Everything's there, there's parking, it's comfortable. And that's what we want for Manila Fashion Week this year. We want it to be as comfortable as possible so that people will really enjoy and focus on the shows.
It's very interactive. So for this year, of course, we'll be sending you a complete guide of from when you get to the party or when you get to the entrance, where to go, just so that you also will have the full interactive experience of Manila Fashion Week. Now for this year, John, you have an interesting lineup of partners, starting off, of course, with KMC. Thank you so much, KMC, for letting us use your beautiful space for today's media launch. Apart from that, we have, of course, our BYS. Of course, di mawawala ang BYS, and of course, the beauty brands that are coming in. But what can you say about our lineup of partners that are very supportive at the inaugural year of Manila Fashion?
Yeah, well, first of all, of course, I'm very thankful for the sponsors. I think you guys saw a while ago the list of sponsors or supporters for Manila Fashion Week. Like I said, New Star is here, one of our sponsors. Thank you so much. So like I said, we are stronger together. And one of the challenges for Manila Fashion Week was really to get the support that it needed. Because honestly, in order to do an event that's of this scale, of this magnitude, and with the standards that we've set in the past 3 years, it takes not just a village, but it takes an entire town to mount Manila Fashion Week. Because imagine that's 8 shows spread out into 4 days. So we're very grateful for the support that we received for the first Manila Fashion Week. And I guess, this is just the start. And I feel strongly that in the years to come, there will be more support for this endeavor. Because at the end of the day, who will benefit from this the most would be the country. Because it's high time that the world sees that the Philippines is not just a jungle with coconut trees and sand. Fashion is here, and the world needs to see it.
A lot of people from our online audiences are asking, how can they watch? So, coming from the past 3 Fashion Weeks, and of course on the first year of Manila Fashion Week, we are still following the format that is like and right only. But how can the public be part of this huge package event, part of the pop-up. Yes, please go ahead.
So given the limited capacity of the venues, obviously it's really invite only. Again, same as other fashion weeks all over the world. But what we are going to do is through our website, which is launching today, www.mnlfashionweek.com. People can sign up, they can send their profiles, and then the Manila Fashion Week team will reach out to them if they get passes. So we're opening it up to the public, but very, very limited. But I guess the public has to understand we have to prioritize certain people. Of course, the press, the guests of the designers. As much as we want to open it to the public, at this point, the venues are limited, very limited capacity. Hopefully, in the years to come, we'll get more support. We can do it in Mall Arena. But as of now, we need to, control the crowd a little bit. But we're opening it to the public in our own little way through the website and the social media accounts that everybody should follow at MNL Fashion Week.
So all of the announcements are going to be at our website and on our social media accounts. Again, that's at MNLFashion.week on Instagram and MNLFashionweek.com, MNLFashionweek.com for our website. So it's very exciting because apart from the little way that they can enter or at least watch fashion week through the website, there's still the pop-up. Now, I think everyone wants to know who is part of the designer roster for this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of them already know, of course, and then of course some of them are here. But we'll play a short video just to formally and officially announce the roster for this year's MNL Fashion Week.
And Manila, kapag nilagay na siya sa branding, parang it already represents the whole country. How are you planning to make Manila Fashion Week be seen globally?
Okay, so one of the things that we're gonna do this year, which it's already confirmed anyway, we're inviting a very famous street style photographer that's known globally. His name is Mode Hunter. So we are flying him in for this particular season to shoot the guests and the shows as well. And he works for Pause Online, which is one of the biggest streetwear titles on the internet. So that's like our little step to really push the Filipino fashion and Filipino designers globally. To be completely honest, of course, it didn't come without hesitation. They were a little concerned. That's why I said, we need to show them that we're not just a jungle. Initially, and this is a harsh reality, they were initially concerned about how the street style in the Philippines will be. They're scared that they might not be able to shoot content because they feel like we will not have enough street style people. So that was one of the questions. I don't know if we can publish that, but that was one of the questions thrown at me. Like, how sure am I that the Filipinos are worth being in the pages of Pause? So I said, it's for you to find out. But please come and watch the shows. So I hope this will start a revolution. Once they see that Mode Hunter, takes photos of people and says good things about Manila Fashion Week, because they're excited. They're excited to come to Manila. They're just a little concerned that our fashion might not be there yet. So that's why we just need one foot in the door, and I feel like that's going to start it's going to start something. And then hopefully the next season, 2 or 3 of them will come, and then eventually they will all come here to the Philippines. Because who doesn't want to come to the Philippines? They just need to make sure that it's worth the magazine's page.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Another question? Yes.
A platform for wonderful designers, for Filipinos to be known in the fashion industry. So I get that, but apart from that, what would you consider be the overarching theme of the show? Let's say, apart from that, what is the push, the vision that you had to make it from the previous BYS to now Manila Fashion Week?
Well, of course, the push is to really solidify our position as the premier fashion week or fashion event in the country. And I believe in the past 3 years, we have worked tirelessly to achieve that. But another thing to note for Manila Fashion Week this year is we have a partnership with the OSCPTRI. So that's the Philippine Textile Research Institute. So the thrust of the OSCPTRI is to push Filipino fabrics. So if you guys didn't know, most of the pieces here in this little slideshow are made with Philippine textiles. So it's made with piña blend, so all of these. And actually some of our designers are wearing it today. So this is our little way of, even if this is fashion, this is street, this is fashion week, we still inject a Filipino flavor in everything. Because I think I mentioned in one interview before, something Filipino doesn't always have to be like a terno or a barong. Even a biker jacket can be Filipino if it's made by Filipinos. And more so if we're using fabrics that are distinctly Filipino. So I think that mindset of, okay, we have to be, it's Filipiniana, we have to wear terno or barong. That should change because the only way for Filipino fashion to go global is to embrace each and everyone. And everybody, regardless whether it's a gown, a pencil skirt, or like I said, a leather jacket, it's Filipino if it's made by Filipinos. And that's what this event stands for.
Super love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, congratulations. I just want to know how did you choose the lineup of this designer for the show?
Yeah, so we have a full team. So there's, obviously you guys know that we work with Saga for this season. Well, the past season is always been with Saga. And then we have our internal team, so that's Manny, Donnie, everybody. So we really deliberate on the roster this year. I think eventually down the line, maybe we'll have a screening committee, but at this point it's just really us. And obviously me with my, I guess my experience as a stylist, lending it to the team. So it's really just us deliberating. But in terms of criteria, we look for brands and designers that have a distinct point of view. Brands or designers that the moment you see a piece, you already know it's theirs. That's always something that I look out for. Designers that have a unique point of view. And at the same time, designers and brands that really have the potential to go global. Because at the end of the day, again, if we're pushing global, we want to get designers that have that mindset, of creating brands that can compete globally. So it's not necessarily just brands that create beautiful gowns or beautiful pieces. It's brands that think beyond just designing clothes. It's brands that create bags, that create shoes, that create the world around them. So yeah, that's one of the biggest criteria for the selection of designers this year.
Just another question, John. You have a partnership with DOST promoting local textiles. Given us SM Aura using and there will be a shopping event, do you think in the long run we can supply the demand for Filipino textile given na malaki din yung venue, maraming tao?
Yes, for sure. So the partnership with DOST is really to promote these textiles. And I mentioned to the DOST team that the roster of designers this year are mostly ready-to-wear brands, or at least they have ready-to-wear stores, and they kind of focus on ready-to-wear, or at least they have pieces that are wearable. And for me, that's very important. When I spoke to DOST, I told them it's important to nurture and support these designers because they have, I guess, a wider reach. If it's a designer that just makes one-of-a-kind pieces, it can only reach a certain few. But with brands like DBTK, for example, with the reach that they have with Oxygen, incorporating these pieces, it'll show people that these fabrics are not just meant to be worn on special occasions. They're not just meant to be worn as office attire. They're meant to be worn every day. And the OST is really working hard to develop fabrics that we can use on a regular basis. It's just that they need help to push these fabrics forward. And I believe Manila Fashion Week will help them there with the help of the designers. But yes, to answer your question, they have the supply. So they just need people to see it and of course buy. But supply is not a problem.
For example, certain characteristics that you think would further distinguish ourselves from other fashion weeks, in the sense of what is the Filipino image or representation you like to push for, in order to distinguish yourselves from the other fashion weeks of other countries?
Okay, so this is a bit of a topic that is kind of controversial, at least in my world. I've always pushed for embracing who we truly are. And who we truly are is a mixture of so many things. I think, and again, not everybody will agree with me, but instead of really finding that Filipino identity, you know, we always get caught up with what's the Filipino identity, who are we, what are we? I think what we are failing to see is that we are everybody. We are a melting pot. We are new, but we are old. We are modern, but we are classic. And until we accept this, if we keep finding unique things about the Philippines, of course that's noble, but you aren't who you are if you don't embrace the present and you don't embrace the future. So instead of just keep looking at the past and finding, the thing that's so unique about the Philippines, let's just embrace who we are today. And who we are today in the age of the internet and social media, who the Philippines is today is a global country. We are the capital of social media in the world. We are very exposed, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being global. And that's what we want to push for Manila Fashion Week. It's not always about, yes, it's not always about, as much as we love the fairness and science of the world, but that doesn't define the Philippines. What defines the Philippines is the people and our ability to adapt. And by God knows, the Philippines is super global. We are the most global in this region. And if we don't accept that, then we're not going to reach the next level. And that's what we want to show, that we are global. Again, we are not a jungle.